Hello, everyone. I'm thrilled to welcome you to today's webinar. My name is Elias Mansour. I'm the Regional Customer Relationship Manager at Great Place to Work. Great Place to Work is the global authority on workplace culture. We pride ourselves on being more than just a company. We are a community on a mission to support every organization become a great place to work. Today's topic is crafting and evolving workplace cultures, strategies for advancement. And we're honored to have a special guest, Ghada Laylet, Group Human Resources Manager at BFL Group. Hi, Ghada.
Hi, Elias. How are you?
I'm doing great. How about you? How are you today?
Great. Very happy to be here and to be discussing this great topic.
We are happy to have you on board. Before we kick it off, we would like to have a small introduction about BFL Group.
So, Brands for Less Group or BFL Group started off in 1996. We were the first off price retailer in the market back in Lebanon. And then 4 years forward, we moved to UAE. So now we pride ourselves being the off price retailer, a leading off price retailer in the region and in the GCC specifically. We operate in 7 countries in the region and as well as in Malta and Europe.
Leading in the retail, we have to mention that BFL Group achieved the first rank on the best workplaces in retail 2024. Speaking of that,
Proudly.
we would like to kick it off by asking you about the key components of a dynamic workplace culture and how do they contribute to the organizational success.
So, when I want to think about key components in a dynamic today workplace culture, I can undoubtedly have to start with our vision, mission, and the values. They're more than just attributes that we look into when we want to assess a company or we want to work into day to day work life. However, it is more into how they shape our relationship, our productivity, and having that open communication throughout all our colleagues and them understanding and believing in our mission and vision and working by our values day to day and day out. So, especially with that weightage of this aspect, this year specifically, we have developed these three contributes, if you want, to become even more relevant or more reflecting on our continued expansion strategies throughout, as we have seen in the last couple of years and ongoing very strongly and aggressively in the coming years as well. We also pride ourselves with the management accessibility. It's not just an open door policy, it's just like how the executive board specifically and leaders in the business are available and you can pass by our stores and meet them, our warehouses, and of course across our offices. So they're always accessible within the people, with the people, within the groups of listening, and they can be in the warehouses. People approach them very friendly approach, very personal approach as well, sharing their experience or if they have any comments. This really helps us in being very much in touch with our people throughout our leadership and how they picture that. We can't not think of internal communication. So through our internal communication, whether it is directly through our town hall meetings or our monthly catch-ups with the leaders and the management meetings, we also host town hall meetings for the entire group. And we have corporate communication team who works very closely with the HR team as well to enforce and embed this communication and thoroughly through as well the bulletin, the internal bulletin that we have for BFL, where we discuss and share all the updates, whether internal and external, that are related around BFL Group. Being in HR, of course, I have a soft spot for employee engagement, and we work very closely with the employees and to foster this kind of a culture of having everyone contribute to every program that we do. And with that, and in order to move that culture across the entire group, not just look into having a culture in the office. However, we operate in 50 plus stores just in the UAE itself, and then overall 70 plus stores. And with that, we're looking into having that feeling and the feel of the culture from the office throughout the stores. For example, we have a shoulder me program, which means the head of departments, they go and spend a day working as a sales associate in our stores. So this also fosters that kind of culture that we're one and we have the same goal. Learning culture in general is something that really kind of acts as a very big support function in order to foster all of these attributes. So through our learning courses, our sessions, our coaching sessions, we have, and even external trainings, we embed these ideas in every session and every course that we do. When I want to think of culture and people, who doesn't like to be recognized, right? So we do have programs for recognition and programs for inclusion, such as the leadership idea, for example, where we wanted to welcome any business idea from anyone. It was open for the entire public at the group to step up and share their idea for the business with a full-on presentation and strategy that was then reviewed and assessed by the leaders, and it was actually adopted as well. So all of these coming together force a very important or shape a very important forced factor to our culture and a dynamic culture indeed. When I want to speak about BFL specifically as well, this is something that we're everyone every time someone comes to our office, they're very amazed at seeing is our office facilities. I don't think every company has that office facility, and this is something that you can feel the sense of the culture once you step into our office. For example, we have a full floor dedicated to a recreational area. So it's not about just sitting at your desk 9 hours a day and just working and not collaborating or not connecting with any other employee, rather than really feeling that this is a safe place. This is your office, your place, your home. Feel free. You can even sleep. You can have a massage session. You can play some PlayStation or some pool games. But this is all within the office that we want to have people feel the belonging in. So I believe all these factors together contribute to a dynamic workplace culture. In addition to, of course, how we come together for any social responsibility that we want to give back to the community. To answer on the second part of the question, which is how do these things contribute to organizational success? Undoubtedly, it is by enhancing the employee engagement, where it reflects on the productivity of the employees. Feeling secure at your job is a very important aspect that is sometimes overlooked by some companies, where everything we work towards is to make people feel that they belong, to foster the sense of belonging as well. By a reflection of what we've done or all of these factors that we work towards, we have realized improvement in retention rates that we have, and as well, it has really contributed to our employer branding. So we attract external talents even better and more clearer in that way. So, as I mentioned, performance productivity is also very remarkably improved and recognized as an improvement. And everyone would feel more adaptable to change processes, to the quality of the work and the feel of the belonging to the corporate itself.
Amazing insights, Ghada. All of these components are crucial, and we cannot have one without the other. They need to be there as one chain. But I would like to delve deeper into the leadership effectiveness. When we assess work culture, a great place to work, one of the main dimensions in our model and methodology is the leadership effectiveness. So, how can leaders effectively assess the current state of their workplace culture and identify areas of improvement?
Great question. In fact, when we do all of this work, we need feedback. We need to understand what is the impact that is left. And how have we done it so far? Ideally, with internal surveys, speaking about Great Place to Work, right? We have that a survey that we do with Great Place to Work, an internal survey that we do half year, that is very, very enriching us with information, with feedback that the people are the one they want to pass across. And because of that feeling of how rich their feedback is in terms of the content itself, of course, it is everyday valuable. We created something cute as well. You will come and see it next time, Elias, you're here in the office. We have a robot now roaming around the office all day that has a screen with a QR code on it, which provides the employees, whomever passes through from warehouse, office, or store visitors, to provide their anonymous feedback on anything related to their job, to work, to their managers, to their teams, work culture, any suggestion they want to put in there. It is available for them and it's completely anonymous. So this really helps them feel that they are in a place that they can share this feedback. And I mentioned how learning function really supports in all of these activities in a way. And with that, we work a lot on fostering a culture of feedback and fostering a culture of constructive feedback, specifically where we do those sessions and we have a 360 feedback review that we do. Through those coaching sessions and the learning sessions, we also really encourage managers managers to do monthly one-on-ones, whether the teams do a group or team meetings. We really encourage monthly one-on-ones where it is a safe place for our employees to open up to their managers for areas that they would believe if they were better responded to, or better edited or modified in a way or another, they can really help their work overall.
The innovation in the way you are empowering people to keep engaging and to present their feedback is really inspiring, Ghada. And I love the robot idea, and I definitely get to see him next time visiting your offices. And
Yeah, thank you.
it's very important to hear more about the role. What role do employee engagement and empowerment play in fostering a dynamic workplace culture? The leadership is behind them, the leadership is there, but what is the role of the employees as well?
Great. So overall, when we're looking into these factors and assessment of them, we get to see an overall result, which is a positive and open culture, which automatically creates an environment where the trustworthiness is there in our everyday collaboration, cooperation through our employees and people. And overall, the sense of loyalty is enriched in every person. And when you have these things in your people, in your group, you're lucky. And you just have to give back and foster and respond and listen and be very attentive to everything they share. With that, we have improved performance that we realize when people are at ease and people feel the sense of belonging and loyalty and trust to their leadership. Especially when I mentioned about the leaders being part of the people and with the people, accessible, and during every event and every gathering they are, this also instills great trust measures in our leadership teams. With that, the job satisfaction rate is higher. And with all of these areas, when the employees can affect, is that we look into more programs, new programs, better evaluation methods that they have contributed in suggesting as well to be able to work towards. And also when I brought in the values that we're reviewing, because day in day out we work against the values and we enrich people working and basing their everyday collaboration based on the values, this is where we see embedded integrity and discipline throughout our employees.
Embedded and blended, and I'm happy to hear about all the different ingredients we look at in our model. So the leadership effectiveness, the innovation by all, the trust, maximizing human potential, the values, and all the different elements that we cover in the Great Place to Work survey. I'm happy that we are blending both identities, Ghada, but I would like to hear more about the practical strategies for promoting these ingredients towards diversity, equity, and inclusion within the workplace culture.
100%. This is all embedded, as you said, part of the vision that we have. And with promoting diversity, equity, and inclusion, it starts easily by providing the same equal opportunities to everyone, whether internal or external employees. We welcome and we actually study different cultures at BFL Group. We want to learn their values. We want to know about their beliefs, traditions, and even celebrate everything that is across different nationalities. We're proud of having multinational culture at BFL Group. We provide the equal job opportunities and development opportunities for everyone, regardless of the culture. And we also, when we talk about inclusion, I had mentioned briefly the leadership idea, where every decision of the company that we are cooking or starting to strategize, we look into what attributes and what effectiveness of the of adjoining people into this planning phase, that it could provide us new ideas and in looking at things from a different perspective. And the surveys work magic in that area as well. Also, when we look into our development programs, our individual development programs, and the competencies that we have, especially core competencies under BFL Group, they are now part of the performance and the development assurance for the people. So it's all interrelated in a way that we, in every plan, in every program that we want to communicate, we do a little planning phase with different people from different departments. So if it's an HR program, it's not going to be purely done, tested, planned by HR. We do really look into having other departments' contributions and their thoughts because they have different perspectives. They have listened to their teams on the feedback that comes into that. And with all of these, we look into having that and welcoming diversity within BFL Group.
Everyone should feel welcome, everyone should feel part of the organization, and every voice matters. And this is something we always emphasize all in our for all methodology. Now, I want to delve a bit deeper into a further topic. Not long ago, we were facing the crisis, the COVID period, where everyone started working remotely. So, I would like to discuss more with you, Ghada, about how do you adapt or how organizations can adapt their culture to accommodate a remote or hybrid work environments, and is it working for BFL Group?
Yeah, so definitely that's a flashback 4 years ago when the world stopped, and the first thing that we didn't have is in clarity, correct? It was a little bit of a shock. We've discussed this even recently in a town hall meeting as how BFL Group reacted to this uncertainty in the best measures possible. To look back and to reflect it into our current day remote or hybrid work environment, to start with, we need to provide the perfect structure, if you want, or the place for the employees or anything they need to be able to work remotely properly and clearly. So that starts with IT support preparations. Moving forward with the managers, having clear expectations on the deliverables. So how we shift our perspective from being in the office or have to be physically there. We, as long as we have deliverables that are being met, we're very happy with you working remotely, as well as our transactions are 90% paperless. So this really helps and supports having and accommodating a remote environment for work. Something that started and emerged during COVID time was the measurement of a productivity tool. So we do have that embedded that we can make sure that if anyone believes that there has been a glitch or anything that can be improved, to foster that structure or that environment, we do that with the random checks of the productivity measurement tool as well. And of course, the regular team check-ins that we do that actually with remote working, we get the chance to do more team check-ins because we're not being distracted or we're not roaming around the office from one place to another. So once we have that set in, this really makes the employees feel that they're supported wherever they are.
I really wish, Ghada, we don't go back to 4 years ago and to the COVID timing, but every day we have a new challenge. So, what are the challenges in maintaining a dynamic workplace culture during periods of change and uncertainty? And how can they be overcome?
So definitely here communication plays a very major role. As long as you have clear communication, you're utilizing your communication channels properly and professionally, everyone would feel that they can face that uncertainty or they can overcome any challenge that comes their way from any change or clarity that's coming through. So, focusing full efforts, especially from the top to bottom, with communication, with updates, with safety and security providence, then this would definitely push you halfway through. We with that with the communication that we want to enforce, it is to include people, to make them feel involved. We're not hiding anything from them. We want them to know everything. We want them to be part of the idea from the very start, and we want them to know that how this idea is being evolved and evolving throughout and affecting eventually their work. So, how we can overcome these challenges is, of course, utilizing the clear communication channels, continuous update sharing through our meetings, whether group level or team level, also involving everyone in decision making as much as possible, as much as the business can allow, assigning change leaders, which is the new thing, right? Like now every company is talking about change leaders, where we can foster that culture within and have them as our champions throughout. Every challenge needs to be reflected on a roadmap, in my opinion, and how we can overcome it through specific steps and having project assignees to support this change, and as well embracing the learning and growth and embracing how this can be learned from in order to avoid it in the future.
Communication is a key focus area that we measure in Great Place to Work, and we always emphasize that it's important to include people specifically with decisions affecting their lives as much as the business allows it. But the open conversation, is always productive towards the clarity and transparency about all the decisions being made in the organization. So, how can leaders effectively communicate the values, the vision of the organization to cultivate a strong culture and keep their people engaged?
So I'm a strong believer of leading by example. There's no better way. You have to align the actions with the words 100%. Day in, day out, this is how we demonstrate and this is how we model the culture and the values of the company. And the behaviors that you want to see in the people are led by you and thoroughly to your team. And this is how it goes across all the group. Recognizing and rewarding people in that area that really those who live by our values and they embody our culture and vision is something very important. We do that through, for example, our annual awards, where we award people who live by values as well, and rewarding people in terms of daily activities that they go above and beyond to support whether their direct team or another department or function or even their manager, colleague, or even subordinates. We do have, like, for example, an employee engagement called standing ovation, where we honor people who have attributed or acted with the value at heart. So values being part of our KPIs in all our performance evaluation reviews and check-ins with the managers is something very nice, that people see that this is a fixed aspect for them to, as important as their performance measurements. This is part of the KPI having a culture value. Trainings and sessions that we have, especially the counseling and coaching sessions that we have with the teams, really, I believe, effectively communicates that and the vision that we have, especially when we were reshaping it. And for us to pass over, there was a group of people and group of leaders who are contributing to that, and we are passing this vision and our experiences to all our teams exactly the same way. By that, we really live by encouraging our employees to embody our culture and our values through their daily cooperation and collaboration with their team members, their communication, the way we live here at BFL Group.
So, the way we live it here at BFL Group, indeed, it's a team, it's a family, it's a mission, and it's everyday's practice. So, what's a word or an advice to all the retailers or organizations who are listening to us, Radha?
I would heavily, and really emphasize on the fact that we need to be reminded day in, day out that our people are our biggest assets. Invest in your people, listen to your people. They have bright ideas, they have great belief in your company, and they are the future.
Thank you so much, Ghada. Before I end this webinar, I would like to ask you to tell us more about the momentum and energy when you knew that you are the number one on the retail list, on the recognition list, the best workplaces in retail 2024. Tell us about the energy and tell us what happened in the organization.
I'm sure you saw the videos, but the videos won't even do it fair, to be very honest. We went crazy. Like, all right, we expected to be in the top. Like, we've been ranking very well in Saudi, in Kuwait, Qatar, Oman, and UAE among the organizations. Being this important listing to us, our hearts were like pounding the entire day, just waiting for the live event. And with the countdown proceeding and we're reaching top three, the craziness and the louds, the screams, the celebration, the jumping, people jumping on each other. It was a moment full of pride, full of pride. It was something we really can't describe. One really big achievement, and the best part of the celebration, in my opinion, was having the people from the stores as well, our retail frontliners with us, and feeling their happiness and their sense of pride, and then promising them at the end that we're here for you and this is just the beginning. So it was a full chilling experience for us. It was a great achievement that we're very proud of.
Thank you so much, Ghada, and wishing you more and more success. It was a pleasure having you as our guest today.
Thank you
And
so much, Elias. It's been a great chat. Thank you.
Absolutely. And as we draw our discussion to a close, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to Ghada for your valuable insights. Today's conversation has been enlightening, and I'm truly inspired by your expertise and by all the best practices and the learning we had out of this session. I invite you all to join our future discussions and topics about workplace culture and to stay updated on upcoming webinars and events. Please be sure to subscribe to our newsletter and to connect with us directly on our website, greatplacetowork.me, and to follow us on social media. Thank you once again for your participation. And until we meet again, let's continue to strive for excellence in all what we do. Wishing you a day filled with
100%.
inspiration and growth.
Thank you so much, Elias. Thank you.